All right, welcome guys. It is Tuesday night, the first team call for June 2017, and I'm excited to bring you guys some great information tonight. I have some help, but before we get to that, I want to first say congratulations to all the coaches that hit the team builder and above on the leadership ladder in time for the luncheon, the Diesel Nation luncheon qualifications. Woo woo! If that's you, congratulations. Way to push, way to make it happen. Summit is right around the corner, guys. Like, does anybody else feel like, where has 2017 gone? I cannot believe that it's June already. I cannot believe that Summit is in, like, what, 30-something days or so? And it's time to get ready for what Summit's going to bring. So we're on our next team call, we're going to talk about an action plan for Summit, going into Summit, and what to expect right after Summit, because that creates a lot of momentum within our business. But I did want to say congratulations to those that qualified for the luncheon. If you did, make sure that you check out the Diesel Nation Summit page for the registration. So now you need to go in there and register for your ticket, all right? Again, make sure if you're registering, you have the qualifications because they will be checking, all right? Now, what's gonna happen once all the qualifiers register and there's tickets left over, right? Because we know there's 300 spots. I don't quite know how many team builders there were, but for the remaining tickets, okay? Listen up, for the remaining tickets, Diesel Nation will be giving it to the top Success Club earners for June. All right, so if you missed that mark, if you worked your butt off, but you didn't quite hit team builder for the month of May, this is where you need to focus, and the time is now. Get started now. Don't sit back and wait till the end of the month to hit your goals. Get to work now. Start planting those seeds. Start going out there, 10xing your efforts. Get out there and talk to double, triple the amount of people that you've been doing. Friend, double, triple the amount of people. Get out there and do those jabs and those right hooks. Don't stay quiet, and definitely don't leave it to the end of the month. The more focused you are in the beginning, the more momentum. Can you guys hear me? Veronica's giving me a thumbs up. Is everything okay? Hold on a second. Oh, let me just check the chat. You guys are good? Can everybody hear me good? If you guys can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I want to make sure. Okay, good. All right. So we want to make sure that we're working on the offense, guys, right? We talk about that all the time. Not working on the defense, getting to the end of the month and saying, I haven't hit my goals, or I really wanted to be at this luncheon and I really wanted to participate, okay? If you are attending Summit and it is your first time and you don't know what to expect, Christina posted a what to expect at Summit video in the Diesel Nation's Summit group. So make sure that you check that out too. And even if you've gone before, perhaps there's some new things in there that you could help relate to your team, so make sure that you check that out as well. And then lastly, before we get into tonight's call, the content, did you guys see the awesome hats that we had at our leaders retreat? Did you see them? Did you see them? Aren't they cute? Well, I got some exciting news. I've got a couple of these left over, all right? So what I want to do is the top three Success Club earners in the month of June within our team, right, organization-wide, you will earn your very own Team Diesel Core hat. These things are so awesome. I'm telling you, I'm like in love with them. We took pictures with them at the retreat. It was really exciting. And you can get this exclusive hat if you are one of the top 3 Success Club earners for June. So who's claiming that? I want to hear it. Who is claiming it? You guys are like asleep tonight. I know. It's been a long day for me too. Okay. So without further ado, let's get into what tonight's call is about. You guys probably, I'm sure your news feeds were flooded. Oh, look at Veronica. She's she's sporting her hat. Hold on. I think, okay, good. I wanted to make sure I was in the right network. You guys probably had your news feeds flooded with this weekend's events that were happening in West Palm Beach. I can tell you that this is the first retreat we have held for Team Diesel Core. And it was absolutely everything that I envisioned and so much more. There were factors, there were things that happened that I could have never imagined would have been so perfect. But I did have one thing in mind when I created this retreat and when I put it together and all the events that would be happening and all the the guests that we had, is that while I wanted us to have fun, while I wanted us to grow together and learn from each other, I definitely wanted it to be something that we would walk away and be able to give back to our team in some kind of way, right? Because it is Leaders Retreat. And it's one thing to have an amazing experience and have fun and enjoy yourself, but have nothing to bring back. And another is to provide training, like hands-on stuff that we can now share with you guys as a team. And so I brought in, obviously, enforcement. I brought in Christina Delgado, which you guys know is one of our co-founders of Dealation, and also Kim Carver from corporate, which, guys, it was such an honor to have corporate presence at our retreat. And I could tell you that it was beyond what I could have ever expected. We were in tears. We were laughing one minute. We were sharing stories. It was just, he really, really honed in on a lot of things and helped us with a lot of things that definitely could be of value to you guys tonight. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring on a couple of the leaders that attended this year's retreat. They could tell you a little bit about what their experience was, what they expected, and what they got out of it. But then I also asked them to get their key takeaway and share it with you tonight. Because that's what the point of this was for us not only to grow closer together, but stronger together and bring it back home. With that said, I'm going to share with you guys my top takeaway, from this weekend's retreat. I worked with Kim Carver one-on-one back all of last year and the year before. He actually got taken away. He got reassigned within the company, and he is now in charge of all the network-wide training. So I now have a different corporate mentor. But in the 2 years that I worked with Kim, there was one thing he always did when we got on a call. He always made sure that I was working at a 6, he would call it. And what he meant by that is that a lot of times he called it, this weekend he labeled it so well. He called it the turtle head leadership or the turtle head coaching. And that means that, a healthy place to be on a scale of 1 to 10 is working at a 6. And to give you what the scale should look like he said, 1 would be sitting on your couch every day eating potato chips. Okay, that's 1, and not doing a damn thing for your business. And 10 is working so hard, so many hours, so devoted to your business that your kids haven't showered in 2 weeks. Okay, that is the scale that he gave us. He said a healthy place to live in is at a 6. And he would always ask me every time we got on a call, are you at a 6? Where's your business at? Are you at a 6? Because that's where it's a place where you can maintain, where you're not burning yourself out. It's a place where you're still loving what you're doing, but it's also a place that you're still making an impact. You're still growing day to day. You're still putting one foot in front of the other. You're not just laid back, coasting through your business. If you're coasting, you're really not growing, okay? So this always helped me give perspective to my business. Now, he talked about how most coaches feel one of 2 ways. Either they feel lost and they're really at a 1 to 3 and they're not doing anything in the business because they're just, kind of working their business one day, and then the next week they don't do anything, and they come back for another day, and another 2 weeks they don't do anything. And then there's the coaches that dive in really, really hard. They're working, every second of the day that they have free into their business, and then they go on overload and they get really burnt out. And then they begin to detest the business and not enjoy it and not enjoy what this is all about. And so he called it turtle head coaching because he said it was kind of like leadership going out of 10, out of 2, out of 8, out of 1. And I just love that analogy because I think that that's what happens to a lot of you guys. You work so hard to crush your goals, and you're doing things usually towards the end of the month, right? Burning yourself out. When the beginning of the next month comes, you are exhausted. You're exhausted, and you're like, I got to do this again. I don't know how I'm going to do this again. And Kim taught me to continuously work at a 6, which means that you are working ahead of the game on offense. You are looking to the future and saying, okay, if I know, for example, Summit is on its way, if I knew, just like we knew this leadership retreat was coming up, we got our work done ahead of time. We made sure Success Club was taken care of. We made sure all of our challengers were taken care of. We made sure all of our new coaches were plugged into everything they needed to be plugged in before we left, because we, as a leadership trait, looked ahead and navigated the waters ahead. All right. So I love that analogy, and I wanted to give that gift to you guys because I want you to take a minute to reflect on how you're working your business. Do you work really, 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 really hard and do everything you can and all this power and effort towards your business, and then burn yourself out, and then for a week you disappear because you need a mental health break? Because if that's the case, number one, yes, that is emotionally tiring. Two, you're also burning your trust with your audience, with your followers, with your coaches, and with your challengers, because every time you disappear, that cracks a little bit in the trust, and cracks a little bit in the trust. It is so important for us to be so consistent with this business, meaning showing up every single day in one way or another to build that trust and to build that reputation with everybody that we work with. So keep that in mind. That was a big takeaway for me. Turtle head. Don't be a turtle head. Don't be a turtle head coach. And find your six. Know what your six is. Find your six and commit to that intensity. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to my next speaker, which is my sister, Veronica Cavalcante. You there, Vero?
Yes. How are you guys? Can you guys hear me good? I'm not sure if it's my connection or not, but it was kind of like going in and out. So if you don't hear me, just like wave me down. But anyways, what I'm going to talk about, my by the way, I just have to say, guys, if you're really serious about this, and if you're here, that means you are, get to one of these leaderships, get to Summit. I don't think I cried so much in my life than on this retreat. Like, Kim just really dug deep into us, and he left me like paralyzed. I walked away and I was like, oh my gosh, like it was by far the best experience ever. But I'm going to kind of jump in on kind of like what Monica says. I'm going to piggyback a little bit off of what she just said on one of my biggest takeaways, which Kim said something that was really, really, that I guess hit me hard and hit me home. And I think everything happened the way it did for a reason, because I needed that big, I guess, slap in the face. Wherever you are, be there. So that's easier said than done, right? I mean, we think about that and we think, obviously I'm there, physically I'm there, but that's not enough. Wherever you are, be there 100%. So I'm going to give you guys an example of what happened to me at Summit. And at the retreat. And it was really, really hard for me. And I had to literally, ground myself, because I was going to lose it. So I know I shared it on social media, but I didn't get into depth about it. I went to this retreat on my daughter's birthday. Okay. It was really, really hard for me. And I had talked to her, and I, explained it to her, and I told her, I explained to her, why I needed to go. And she seemed understanding, like she was fine, and everything was good. And then it was until that night. And I kind of always felt a little guilty, and of course, I threw her a party in the morning. I threw her a party, and she's gonna have a birthday party this weekend. But when I got there, and Kim was talking, and he was just talking about how when you're there, be there, and all these emotions were coming in and whatnot. I get a call from my daughter, and she is in tears, and she's just telling me, "Mommy, I want you. I want to be with you." What was it that she said that, like, I had to like contain myself, because I literally hung up the phone in tears, and she had me in tears. She said, "This is the worst day ever." She told me this was the worst day ever because Mommy wasn't there. Guys, that crushed me. It literally broke me into pieces. It broke me into the pieces so much that when I got back into the retreat, I didn't want to be there anymore. I was done. I was emotionally done. I was over it. And I didn't know, how to control it. I wasn't listening to what anybody was saying anymore. And then I kind of brought it out because Kim, of course, he asked us, we got approached individually, and I asked him, and I told him, and I explained what had happened. And something was said to me that made a lot of sense. I'm already there. Okay. Me not being there 100% is not going to change the fact that I'm not with my daughter back at home. So get what I can get there now, okay? And when I get home, then be there. Because I think what hit me the most, I think, and I'm going to be really raw and real with you guys, was that not the fact that I wasn't there for her birthday. I think I started to really think back. When I'm home and when I'm at dinner, I'm not at dinner. I'm always constantly on my phone. I'm constantly working. How many of you guys feel like you're always working? Like, I'm sorry. I'm at work and I'm working Beachbody. I'm at the movies and I'm working Beachbody. I'm at dinner and I'm working Beachbody. And it kind of hit me, and I'm like, gosh, I don't think I've given my kids, my husband, my family, or anybody, my job. I don't think I've given my job my 100% undivided attention in a while. And don't get me wrong, I have a goal, and it's good to have these goals. But even though I'm not giving my 100% to all of those things, when I'm in work, when I'm with my family and I'm giving to Beachbody, I'm not giving Beachbody 100%. Beachbody, my customers, my coaches, everybody are getting a watered down version of me. That's what they're getting. My kids are getting a watered down version of me. I'm getting, my husband's getting a watered down version of me. My job is getting a watered down version. And then I'm getting resentful because my job is going, oh, hello, you didn't do this. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wearing a hat. Hello, you didn't do this. Oh, hello. And here I'm thinking, oh, how dare you? I'm working Beachbody. Like, I'm not being fair. Like, I had to, like, it hit me. I needed to be fair. I needed structure. I needed organization. Beachbody is an amazing thing, guys. Beachbody is literally the solution that I know for is my family's solution. But it cannot consume me, because I can become successful, become a millionaire, and then turn around and have nobody. And I'll have nobody there with me, because my kids will only remember me on my phone. It kind of hit me. How many times has my daughter said, mommy, and I hear it in the background. And then finally I'm like, what, like, that is, I think, what hit me the most. Because and I think God did this on purpose, that he made me go through this really bad guilt trip, because I'm telling you guys, it was really hard to be there and hear my daughter tell me that. Okay, it was really, really hard. God, Monica, I don't know what that retreat did to me. Like, I don't know what these are. These are tears or something? Like, seriously, I never cry. It's like Dusty in here. I don't know. But I'm going to be so realistic, guys. Like, set a time. I came back and I talked to my husband, and the whole ride back, and I was telling my husband, I'm like, we need to change. We don't, yeah, we have dinner. Yeah, we go to church. Yeah, we do all these great things, but, and he's starting to get the same way. We're not there. We're not there 100%. So, the one thing I took away from this is it's better to be 100% yourself for 1 hour a day than to be a watered down version of yourself all day long. Okay, so I have set schedules. Guys, it's okay to put down your phone. I know, we think that one person is going to slip through the cracks, but no, if that person was meant to be, they will hold on 2-3 hours until you finish dinner with your family, or you finish, working or getting that, whatever the case is. So one thing I took, and today was kind of hard. I looked at my phone in the middle of the day and I had like 20 messages on Facebook that I didn't read, 10 on Instagram, 5 texts. And you know how hard it was for me not to open those? That took discipline. I encourage everybody here, find that discipline. Find that balance in life, because like Monica said, you're going to burn yourself out. And this is another thing. And not only that, it's going to ruin your marriage. It'll ruin your family life. It'll ruin all these things. So set a schedule just like you have at work, a 9 to 5, set wherever Beachbody can, fall in. And that was probably my biggest takeaway. I left there, and I know that was the message I needed to hear, and that was what stayed with me. That was what impacted me the most, because I'm guilty, guys. I am so guilty of neglecting my kids emotionally, neglecting my kids, not even talking to my son is funny, guys. My son is he's actually he's a jokester. He's a funny kid, and like I think I'm missing it. It breaks my heart, you know? So that's my biggest takeaway. Wherever you are, be there a friend. So
the biggest line that we always say the biggest line we always say is Beachbody should not take your life. It should give you life. Or it should not be your life. It should give you life.
Right.
And that is absolutely true. So 2 things I want to add to this. And Veronica, thank you so much for being, honest with everybody and sharing that. I think we are equally saying guilty. But 2 things that I want to share to help with that is that we talked about how important it was to have communication. So communication with your spouse, communication with your challenges, and communication with your coaches. If you are on family mode, just with a slight change of letting people know, hey guys, look, from 5 to 8 every night, I'm on family mode. So I will not answer messages, or letting your challengers know, these are my business hours to talk. Same thing with your social media. Hey, it's Sunday. You know what? I decided to completely block out the day for my family. I won't be online. And just taking that extra step of communicating what you're doing will get everybody on the same page, even your spouse. I was talking about the retreat. If I knew I have a busy week coming up, I told Johan, like right now, Johan, I have a call tonight, you're on with the kids. And he knows that he's completely 100% with the kids and I'm doing work. And it's just communicating so that, like Veronica said, wherever we are, we could be there 100% and not have to worry about all the other things in life tugging at us. The second thing that I wanted to share about that, was think of it this way. If you're out there projecting to the world, projecting to your followers, to your coaches, and to your challengers that you take the time to have family time, what does that look like for our business? It means that it's a balanced business. It means that it's something that you do have permission to have a life, that you're not working, to the bone and giving away all this time. And because I think that's a big fear of a lot of people that watch us doing this business is saying, well, what is this going to take from me? I don't know if I got what it takes. And so putting those boundaries, it also sets a tone for the people watching us saying, you know what? Family's a priority for them. And when they do things, they do it, it with a system. And so just look at what it also projects. So don't be so hard on yourself. And like Veronica says, that person probably will respect you a lot more for saying, hey, listen, I'm in my kids' football practice. I'll get back to you. All right. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Veronica. All right. I think we have next up. Let me check Michelle. You there, Michelle? Come out, wherever you are.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, good. Okay, so I'm a little nervous because I am going to talk about the presentation Cristina Delgado gave us. So I have like really, really, really big shoes to fill. So I want to share my screen. And first, one thing I did want to say about aside from what I'm going to talk to you guys about, this experience was amazing for me. I've said to Monica many times before, a few months before I started Beachbody, I was praying for like a huge shift in a group of women, positive women, to come into my life so that I could, build new and healthy relationships with. And to get to this retreat, it kind of just like came full circle and like was this huge affirmation that God really answered my prayers, because every single one of them has like left this huge imprint on my heart, and we really bonded. Hi, Raquel. But it was amazing. So here we go. All right. All right, so Ms. Cristina Delgado presented to us this topic about flexing your leadership muscle and how to attract high quality coaches. I think that is like the biggest question that all of us coaches ask, right? We get really, really good at like the challenger level and the fitness, and because it's something we're all passionate about because it changed our lives. And then we, some of us, you know, get into this because we want to make it a hobby, and some of us get into this because we really start to see the potential and want to build a business, right? For whatever reasons we have. So we got to take it up, and we have to take it up a notch, and we got to figure out how the heck are we gonna find coaches like us, coaches like that were at the retreat. You know, we started using this term that I know Monica brought back from Entre Leadership, and it's how do you find the thoroughbreds and weed out the donkeys, right?
Look,
So
there she was, right? Look how she changed.
I'm gonna try, like Christina went in over an hour. I'm gonna try to wrap this up in like 10 minutes, so bear with me. She pretty much broke this presentation down into like 2 parts. The first part was pretty much getting to know who the heck you are and what type of people you want to attract. And we kind of went over like what defines really good qualities in a leader. What are the ones that we think we possess? What are the qualities that we admire in other people? And then the other part that she broke it down to after that was how are we going, once we discover like who we are and all that, how are we gonna pour that into our social media and into the people that we meet in our day-to-day lives? How are we gonna craft our message and speak to the people that we want to attract? And some of the things that we went over, and it's really simple. I know I've done it just by observing other coaches and how they relay their message on their social media. Honestly, guys, it's been a lot of trial and error and making mistakes and failing forward, trying stuff. I actually started a like page a long time ago. I haven't touched it, which I'm going to eventually get back to. And I look at some of the posts back there and I'm like, man, you know, like I've come a long way, and it's okay to make mistakes. I still make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. And that's a good thing because you're going to learn and you're going to see what's working and you're going to see what's not. And honestly, a lot of times things are going to work for a while and then they're not going to work anymore. And you kind of got to move on and kind of like figure out how to do things from there. So that's going to happen. And another thing she went over was, in doing all this stuff, you're not only you are going to attract the high quality coaches, but you're also going to attract other kinds of coaches. There's ones that you're not going to want on your team, and it's truth. It's going to happen. And then there's ones that are just there and they have their place. They just want to be hobby coaches or discount coaches, and that's okay too. So the next thing she went over was about attracting your tribe. And what a tribe is, according to Seth Godin, is a group of people connected to one another, connected to a leader, and connected to an idea. And then we kind of all started spitballing what we thought were really cool qualities in leaders. And they're qualities that we all, I think, possess and that we admire in other leaders that we look up to possess. And, you know, some of the qualities are being very disciplined, showing up every single day and being consistent, giving off positivity, being committed, bold, you know, recognizing your team, passionate, consistent, this one was really cool for me. I remember telling Christina, like, I, you know, have been taking action and I totally can see far, I have this clear vision, and I just am and I'm okay within that in between, doing all these other things to get there. So it's really, really important, and if you're going to take that leadership role, to have this vision, and it's okay to dream big in your vision, and to be humble and hungry, loyal, selfless, and confident, and being unapologetic in your confident. One thing that stuck with me, she said that you can't, you know, I did it too. When I first started, I just wanted to talk to everyone, get to know everyone, and just try to bring in everyone. And I've learned that it's not going to happen. You know, you can talk, she said something, I actually wrote it down here. When you talk to too many people, you talk to no one. And that really, really stuck with me because I did the same thing. And when you learn to grasp this concept and figure out who you are and who you want to attract, I know I've gotten really good at honing in on the people that I want to bring into my business. So also another thing which I love, because Monica has this, I look up to Monica for this quality big time, and it's integrity. I think a good quality leader needs to have integrity. And let's see, and relentless. That's one of my favorite ones. This is something a little personal, but growing up, I was always I'm very persistent if I wanted something, I was very persistent. Like even as a kid, if my mom told me no, I was like, but why, and on and on. And my mom even said I should have been a lawyer when I was little. And so that is a really good quality, persistence and being relentless. As an adult, I've learned to focus that energy on the things that are going to serve me with being relentless. So it's a great quality. You just got to know where to focus it. And all these qualities, create trust, not just with your fitness and in your business, and being teachable. I remember, Monica, you pointing this out, that you feel like you're always a student, and being willing to open up and learn, and also being relatable to others. So we went over all these cool qualities. So then the next thing she talked about was, so you figuring out, right, what all these qualities are. And now you got to hone in on how you're going to pour this out into your social media. And she went over how to showcase your leadership skills and craft your message. And she made this statement about being humble with a hint of Kanye. And one thing that she says that Cristina Delgado doesn't want on her team is wussies. So she kind of showed us a message, a post that she did, and she pretty much listed on all the things on her post about what she's looking for in a coach. And she pointed out, something she said, and it pretty much said she doesn't want any wussies on her team, but she said it very, very classy. And so this is actually, if you guys don't know, I'm hosting a call on Thursday, and this is a post I'm actually going to put up tomorrow on my social media. I'm sharing with you guys. And I created this training last week. So it was really cool to me that Cristina Delgado went over this, because she did a post similar to this, what you could see here, that she put on her social media Friday night. It was a picture of her, and it was a picture of her working on her training that she was going to do for us at leadership. So going into this weekend, I had already put this training together. And when I came out of leadership, I go, okay, I didn't even think that to put on my social media and share that what I'm doing for my team, right? Because we can share all the fitness we want. We can share how much we work out and we flex our biceps. But this, guys, is how you're going to showcase the business aspect without saying, hey guys, I'm running a business. You want to sign up with me, right? You're showcasing what you're looking for in a team, in your team, or in coaches, and you are doing it in a very, very different way. So just, if you haven't read it, it pretty much says, and that's a wrap. Just finished a presentation for my team's training in a couple of days. I remember when I started my business just a little over a year ago, I was hungry. Okay. These, you're going to see me put in here, qualities that I'm looking for. I'm not quite saying that this post isn't kind of like saying, hey guys, I'm hosting a sneak peek and I'm looking for these qualities, but I put a twist on this post and showcasing a different angle of what I do within my team, if that makes sense. So I remember when I started my business just a little over a year ago, I was hungry. I dove right in because I had passion because I transformed my life from the inside out. No quick fixes to my health, just good old fashioned hard work, conscious choices, and a whole lot of sweat. I was determined to help others change their lives the way mine did. I soon learned that there's no quick way either to build this business from home. It has been a huge learning curve for me, just your average nurse. I'm being relatable, guys. And just your average nurse, and one that requires you to be teachable, one that requires you to fail forward. And so with that said, I'm extremely excited to present this training to my team. They're self-motivated and have a clear vision of where they want to go. Now I get to share with them tools that can get them there. So that is what I'm going to post tomorrow. Hope that kind of like gives you a really good idea. Some other top key points that I wanted to hit when sharing this with you guys is this post, if you're still very early on in your business, stuff like this can be done for you at the challenger level. And that's something also Christina Delgado posted as well. You don't have to be far along in your business to do stuff like this. This can be done at every level. I mean, I've been in the business since April of 2016, and I still have so far to go. Like I still feel like I'm a baby coach, a baby diamond, and it's grown. And you can still do stuff like that. Just don't think that just because you're not where I am, or I can't think just because I'm not where Monica is, and Monica can't think just she's not where Christina Delgado is. There's not ways to approach flexing your leadership muscles. There are definitely ways. And other things that you can do is showcasing your strength and accomplishments in a classy way. You know, you don't have to brag and say, oh, I did this and that, but you can say, look, I'm a busy mom, guys, and I'm making this happen. I'm still working my day job, and I'm making this happen. So, and something else another good idea you could do is share on your social media what you're doing with your team. And a good example of that is like having a vision board party for your team. So I'm almost done. I know I might be going over it. And then one of the last things she touched on was recognizing your team publicly. And she made it very clear, it doesn't matter how big or how small your team is, share them publicly. This is actually a post I did this morning, congratulating and recognizing my top May coaches. And I flex my leadership muscle again here. You know, it takes a whole lot of heart, hustle, and passion to do what we do, and so on and so forth. And I recognize my team here. And then the very, very last thing she touched on was repeat. It builds trust. She said something that stuck with me too, that it takes 7 to 8 times for someone to grasp a concept, period, your story and what we do. Like, I remember way back when I started, I would see posts and I just didn't understand what people are doing. It took multiple times for me to really get it. And if you have a really good post, like the one I just showed you, keep them, use them. You can reuse really, really good content. I personally use Google Docs because if something happens with my Apple device, I can log into my Google and it's always there, and I can do it from a phone or computer. And there's some people, I remember her saying that some people make comments like, you know, I don't have much to my story, and it's not true. You may have only one story, but there's so many different ways that you can tell your story. And one last thing, and it's she made a hashtag. I should have put it here, but she put hashtag SIUBC, suck it up, buttercup, and talk to your dream team. Like, if you are on social media and you see people that you think are going to be good coaches, write their names down, start building those relationships to them. And when you have a sneak peek rolling around, or even if you're still looking at them for, you know, in the challenger level, talk to them, get to know them, and literally tell them, hey, you know, like, I think that you give off this great energy, and you have all these amazing leadership qualities or attributes that can really crush this business. Would you, you know, be interested in joining a sneak peek? And if you're like telling someone how awesome they are, I mean, chances are they're just going to check it out and see what it's all about. So, now with all this said, and she made it so clear, and actually Kim Carver, I think it was him actually, you can take all this information, and if you don't do anything with it, you can understand it, you can write it down, but if you don't actually put it into action, attack it, and tweak it and refine it and grow as you make some mistakes, you're never going to move your business forward. And, the last 2 things, don't compare yourself to others. I think I kind of touched base on that a little bit, but I'm not where Monica is. Monica may not be where Christina is yet, and you can't look at them and say, I can't do what they're doing. You know what I mean? You're on totally 2 different levels. And actually, I remember from Summit last year, that was something I remember from one of the workshops them saying. And you will never believe that you guys can do this unless you start taking action. So that's pretty much, I hope I did a great job. That's pretty much it.
Christina would be proud. You covered that beautifully. Thank you for that,
Awesome.
Michelle.
No
I do want
problem.
to add, I want to add two more things to that because I know I'm looking at the faces on this call and I know we have a lot of brand new coaches. And so I'm reverting myself right back to being a brand new coach, and I know what you're thinking and feeling right now, and you're probably a little overwhelmed and saying, but wait a minute, even though Michelle said it like 10 times, don't compare yourself, or don't say that, just because you just started your business or you don't quite have a team yet, that this doesn't apply to you. I want to share with you guys, I want to give you as new coaches a couple of ideas. Well, first and foremost, you could still flex your business muscle. How can you do that? By what we're doing right now, by snapping a picture of you on this call and saying, I am working my business, I am with my team, we are masterminding, we are sharing, and guess what you're doing? You're showing you are out there portraying what it is to be a part of this team. The fact that it is 9 o'clock at night, okay, you're a mom, you're a wife, you worked all day, but you are dedicating time to your business, and that speaks volumes. And it also shows people what they can expect as a coach. Two things they can expect. It's work, right? It's not easy. We never want to paint the picture that it's easy, but it's also showing that there's a lot of support coming from a team. They're not alone. Second thing is training. When you're out there completing your new coach online training, or you got your notebook with all your notes, or you're reading your personal development, again, all great ways to showcase that leadership, that fact that you are a business owner. So own it, guys. If you do not go out there and act big, you're not going to attract big. And you are big. The fact that you are here, the fact that you are building this business, and the fact that you have the balls to do this means you're already big. So get out there and share. At the challenger level, you can highlight people that you've helped. You can highlight a challenger of the week. Guess what? That's playing two roles. That's really empowering the person that's in your challenge group, right? So they're excited about this. They feel like they're achieving something, and you're out there showing the world, hey, guess what? I help people. I help people feel good about themselves, and I help people change their lives, starting with fitness and nutrition, all right? So those are great ways that I want to just quickly share with you guys, because I see all the faces of the new coaches on here, and I know that you guys are thinking, where do I fit in on this? And then for the veteran coaches, the ones that have been around a while, that maybe have a team, have coaches with you, guys, like Michelle said, it's one thing to learn this, right? And we're probably all going like, oh, okay, this is easy, not bad, but it means absolutely nothing to know it and not do it, all right? So get out there. And we jokingly at the retreat said, if there's something that we post that really scared the crap out of us, to go to the team page and put that hashtag Suck It Up Buttercup, so everybody knows that was a Suck It Up Buttercup moment. And it took a lot of balls for us to post it, so we can go and support each other. All right, I will shut up and pass it on to our next speaker, which is Tabitha. You there, girl? Where's she at? Hi, there she is. So real quick before you get started, Tabitha, I do want to say, you guys know that Tabitha came to South Florida from Texas, and we had Vanessa come from California. Now, it's one thing to create this bond on social media, and clearly we attracted, they were attracted to the team because we're out there posting and like what we're talking about right now, attraction marketing and getting the right people that we really bond with on the team. But it was one thing to do it virtually. It was another to do it in person. And Tabitha and I both kind of, we were texting back and forth on her way home, and we kind of both admitted to each other we were scared. We were like, okay, it's, again, one thing to be virtual, one thing to be in, face to face, and we didn't know how quiet it was going to go. I could tell you that it felt like we knew them forever. Hugging them felt like I just hugged them last week. I mean, we picked right back up from where we left off online. And for me, I couldn't stop saying it. And they know I couldn't stop saying it all weekend. This business is such a blessing. Just that in itself. The fact that we're connecting people from across the freaking country and building these relationships. And literally Vanessa that I found with a hashtag, like seriously. So that was cool. And I'll pass it on to Tabitha so she can share with you guys her takeaway.
Yes. All the things that Monica said. And to kind of piggyback on that, like legit, y'all, make it your non-negotiable to go. It was life-changing. I talked about it at the retreat, but just to kind of like quickly give you a little spiel, like I've had a lot of ups and downs these last few months, and I've kind of gone back and forth. It's been kind of, as I've been progressing in the business, have dealt a lot with my own kind of like personal junk, because that's what it's about, right? The transformation is from the inside. It doesn't matter that you've lost 50 pounds if you haven't fixed the inside. None of that matters. And so just being there, I was hungry for this shift to happen, for this total change where I was like, that's it. I'm here. This is what I'm, without a shadow of a doubt, this is where I'm supposed to be. And it happened. And it happened the night that Kim Carver talked. And when he told me to quit operating at 60%, get off the horse, work at 100%, I was like, okay, here I am, 100%. So without going into too much detail, because I could talk all night about it, as I'm sure any of us could, you're non-negotiable. Whatever you have to do. One thing that he did say, and this isn't my subject that I'm talking about, but I do want to make sure that you know, stop focusing on your obstacles and focus on the opportunities. Stop thinking about how, man, these people keep saying no. Think about how are you going to get them to say yes? What are you going to do to get them to commit to you? What are you going to do to separate yourself from everybody else and make them want to come after you instead of somebody else? And so we all see it too, just with our own challengers, how everybody is focused on, oh, well, I got to get the kids to bed and I got to do this and I have to do, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It just matters with the way that you handle your 24 hours and the way that I handle my 24 hours. I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that my vision is complete by handling my 24 hours correctly. So I just want to say that part, but really I'm going to kind of hone in. Michelle talked kind of like a good overview on what Christina talked about, and I'm just going to hone in on one little part of it, because it was really more like, I don't want to say like, when Monica asked us, she wanted us to give our biggest takeaway. And gosh, that was really hard because there were just so many golden nuggets to hold on to. But I really had like this aha moment, I think. And I think that this is really great, especially for newer coaches. And it's speaking to your audience. And so first, it's so simple, and yet I've been a coach since September, and I've never actually sat down and done this. Sit down, get your notebook, get a piece of paper, and tell yourself, who are you? For me, I'm a nurse, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a breastfeeding mom. I like to scrapbook. I like to DIY. I have chickens. I have like whatever it is. And it all goes down to finding your avatar and like your brand. Write it down specifically. Who are you? Now, who do you want to attract? What kind of people do you want to attract? Do you want to attract wussies? Or do you want to attract people who are going to put skin in the game? Do you want to attract challengers who are going to get up, do their workout, and press play? Who do you want to attract? Write those qualities down. Now, for leadership, so that's your challengers, right? So now you want to look at leadership. What kind of coaches do you want to attract? Do you want to attract discount coaches? Well, then if that's what you put out there, that's what you're going to attract. Or do you want leaders? Do you want people who are going to pay it forward, who are going to take a hold of this business and just fly with it? Then you need to write those qualities down. Transparent, passionate, empathetic, giving, humble, driven. What do you want in a leader? And then you know what you're going to do? You're going to turn around and you're going to talk to that person on social media. And I thought, what? Like, I feel for the most part that I'm fairly good at telling my story, but I've always made my posts so very generalized, because I think especially as a brand new coach, we're afraid to pinpoint a market because we feel like we're going to miss something, or we're going to miss somebody, or, well, what if they don't come to me, or what if they're going to go to somebody else? But that's not what it's about, because it's about building your tribe. What does your tribe look like? Because you know what? My tribe is different from Monica's tribe. That's different from Michelle's. That's different from Anna's. That's different from Amy's. From all of our people. Similarities, yes, of course, because, I mean, hello, we all love each other for a reason, because we have similarities, but we also love each other for our differences. And your future coaches and your future challengers are the same exact way. And so by you reaching out and saying, I'm looking for, legitimately say, post your picture, your selfie, whatever. I am looking for the transparent, passionate, empathetic mom who has kids that wants to set this example of empowerment. Use those words, because somebody's going to be reading that post and they're going to say, shit, that's me. That's me. rather than saying, I'm looking for 10 people to come join me today. Okay. Scroll, next. But if you say, I'm looking for 10 people who are on a mission to empower themselves, to build themselves up, to create this energy with creative minds, like how much more of an impact does that make as opposed to I'm looking for 10 people, right? And so it just like, I don't know, it just really like made me think like be intentional. Be intentional. Don't be afraid to focus on one specific area. Find your niche that you're good at. Like my newest thing right now is the Instant Pot. I'm obsessed with it. It's a pressure cooker. So I joined the Instant Pot community, and now I'm like connecting with all these people who love using the freaking Instant Pot, and they're going to be my challengers. And so it find your niche, find what draws to you, because you know what's going to happen. Beachbody is not about making money. Do we want to make money? Yes. But it's about creating the relationships and building those relationships. And it never became more clear to me until being at this retreat this past weekend, how important to me sitting there that night on the bed when we were all, what was that, Saturday night, and we were just all hanging out. And right then and there, I was like, I knew that I was exactly where I needed to be. And that never would have happened if Monica hadn't said yes, if her hadn't have said yes. If all of these people hadn't have said yes, I never had the opportunity to be sitting there. And I actually, when Monica was texting us, we were texting back, and I told her, I said, for the first time in my entire life, since I've been dealing with my postpartum depression, for those of you that know my backstory, for the first time, I do not feel alone. And that was the most amazing experience. I'm going to start crying again. But that's what your focus needs to be. Stop focusing on Success Club. Stop focusing on rank advancements. Stop focusing on the signs. Focus on who you're going to help. Focus on helping somebody not feel alone. Focus on that, because Success Club, yes, of course, it's going to get us checked and help us quit our jobs and do all those things. But you know what? Those 2 points is a person, y'all. It's a mom. It's someone like you. It's someone who is lost, who's alone, who maybe that day she thought about taking her own life because she didn't think that she was worth anything. Those 2 points is a person, and that's what I remember. Because when you make that shift, because y'all, I made that shift this weekend, game changer. Game freaking changer. I would so many F-bombs right now, but I'm trying to be responsible. But I just do it. Change your mindset. Change your thinking. Stop worrying about the numbers and hitting this and hitting. Think about those people's lives that you're going to change. That person who felt fat their entire life and felt like nobody loved them. Think about that person. Anyway, mic drop.
Hey, that was amazing, Tab. You're such a beautiful person. Let me tell you guys, I'm going to hone in on a second on that opportunity versus obstacle mindset, because I don't know about you guys, but I heard it from Tabitha right now. She started off with, someone with an obstacle mindset would say, I can't find people. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know enough people. I don't know how to post. I'm shy. And all you're looking at is all the obstacles in front of you. And somebody that's looking at the opportunity would say, I need to go out there and find a woman like me that I can help. I need to find that woman that needs me. I need to find that man that thinks that this workouts are Mickey Mouse. I need to find that mother, that father that doesn't have time for themselves, and is slowly their health is declining. If you create an opportunity in your mind to go out there and pay it forward, and you realize what your value is, it is a game changer. Because again, it stops you from getting burned out. It stops you from starting to not like the business, because there's no way you will not enjoy changing someone's life. And Tabitha is a perfect example of that. She didn't dig deep into a little bit about what she faces, but if you ever read any of her posts, you realize that if it had not been for her coach reaching out, if it had not been for that connection and all that trickled up after that, this would be a mom that would still feel alone and not have found this amazing community and just something that changed her life. One quote that stood out to me in Entre Leadership when we were there back in Orlando was, it said boss, but a good coach help someone get through life, or get through this business, right? You know, help them figure out how to get people to purchase a challenge pack, figure out how to run a challenge group, just do the X and O's of the business, right? Just to get by, kind of like an employee mindset. But a great coach, an extraordinary coach, is a person that helps someone be equipped to deal with all of life. Because when you can deal with all of life, you're just a much better person, and then you can help the next person do the same thing. And that's what it's all about. It's a people business, like Tabitha just pointed out so passionately. It's a people business. There's a person behind those 2 points. And when you look at the opportunity to help that person change their life in a big way, the whole mind shift of that just completely changes. So thank you for that, Tab. That was beautiful. You rock. All right. I think Sue, I'm going to let Sue tell you guys what happened, why she literally just jumped on this call. Sue, you there? Where's she at?
Hi, guys.
Go, Sue. Let them know what happened.
So this is my I just woke up voice. If you were at Diesel Core Leadership, you understand I'm not a morning person or a wake up late at night person. Things happen. And I think maybe what just actually happened tonight was exactly what I was supposed to be talking about. So we had this amazing, you better be there next year, weekend. For me, one of the highlights of my weekend was sitting down, Friday night pajama party, our little Shako socks on, and talking and listening to Kim Carver. And listening is the key word, right? Like first I said talking because that's typically me, right? Like, this is how you do it. And this is how you can be awesome. And this is how you can, hit Success Club. And this is how you can rock your first week. And this is the video you should watch. And this is what you should do. And sometimes it's not about what I tell you you should do, but it's about A, what I should show you what you should do, and B, what questions I'm asking you about what you want to do, your goals for you, not my goals for you. And, when I told Kim, when he asked us very simple questions, what's working for you and what's not working for you? And gosh, I had to think hard because, here we are trying to separate like our personal lives and the emotional growth that we're having with coaches and our business lives. And that's hard for me because I put my emotion in everything. I really live so passionately. I bleed Beachbody Blue. And I've been in this business since January 2016. I started my own personal journey July 2015. So to be able to separate the two was hard for me when I came in business, or life, personal life and my own goals. But I did it. I set those boundaries. And when Kim asked us what was working, the top 3 things that came to my mind, lime green notebook that says, I didn't fail. I just found 100 ways to do it wrong. Growth, right? It's not about being perfect at everything we do. And look, I'm already crying. It's about literally for me, what's working is consistency. Building a team of like-minded individuals. That started working for me. I know I have one of my what's working for me was giving freely of myself and expecting nothing in return. But what wasn't working for me, people pleasing, trying to make everybody happy and be everything to everyone at every single minute of the day. And that's a little bit about what happened to me tonight. I got home and I spent my entire afternoon on the phone with, I think it had to be 30 people this afternoon. I set my goal really high. I was like, Sue, I have to call these people. There's a lot going on and they've kind of gone missing and MIA, and I have business goals and I have this goals and I want to help them reach their goals. And by the time I got done talking to them, it had to be like 7:20. And I said, I'm just going to lay down for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, because I spent time talking. I don't know if you guys know this or not. One of my best friends, because of this business opportunity and this coaching opportunity, Erin lost her father this past weekend. And while I was at leadership, I didn't know. And when I came home, someone told me, and you know, that emotional exhaustion for her and her family hit me when I found this out today. And it made me realize how important my family is. My Diesel Core family, my Diesel Nation family, my Diesel Max Empire family, the family that I've created. And it hit me really hard today. And I just passed out. And Kim told me, well, Sue, you know what? Maybe you're like, oh, this, that, oh, such, so, oh, awesome, that, awesome. And you're literally creating this emotional avalanche for people when they come. And I was like, whoa. And literally when he said that to me, I almost couldn't believe that he had no idea who I was or what my business was about, and met me, you know, for maybe 15 minutes and hit the nail on the head, because that's me. I'm literally, giving is a wonderful thing, but I'm literally giving. And trust me, I'm getting back too. I'm getting back. But for some people, and look, I'm even like getting so close, like this is just, for some people, it may not be working. And I have to take a step back. And I have to be willing to listen. You know, like the people who I contacted today, I made sure that the questions that I asked, the who, what, where, when, how can I serve you better? I know you have goals. What can I do or not do to help you meet them? And that was my 30 phone calls tonight. Now, I didn't make it to everybody on the list. Tomorrow's another day. But the Sue that I was before the weekend would make all 50 calls. And I have to give myself a break. And I have to give other people a break. And I have to be able to set these expectations, right? And sometimes those expectations are not do. Sometimes those expectations and setting those healthy boundaries are, when you do, amazing. When you don't, amazing. How can we fail forward? How can we take what you just did and learn from it? Take it as a teaching opportunity. And how can I set, right, the expectation from day one, that first time they sign up, they purchase a challenge pack, right? I'm going pro and I'm like, I want you to do this, buy this challenge pack, it's going to be awesome. Ba-da-da. Here's the 105 pieces of information that you need immediately to, what do you think you need today? And when would you like my support? If you want it, it's there. But I'm giving you permission, and this is like Kim's words, right? Like, I'm giving you permission that if I'm dialing it up too many notches, who doesn't love that? Some people don't. If I'm dialing up too many notches, I'm good. And I'll tell you what, I made a phone call today, right? And just like we, you know, invite 30 people to the challenge group, there's going to be one person that's like, you know, 29 people are like, no, next month, next time, next year. You know, in one of my posts, I put, join me June 10th, 2107 instead of 2017. And the person privately messaged me and she's like, maybe in 2107 I will join you, but I'm not ready yet. But I always thank you for the invitation. And I was like, oh my God, epic failure. Oh, well, okay. That gives me hope. Maybe I'll ask her next year in 2018. But that's it, right? We learn, we grow, we change. And that's what it was definitely a light bulb moment. And I think, you know, Kim was sitting there and I remember Monica and Tabitha sitting on the floor. And I remember, like, as soon as like this hit me, what he said, I looked up and I saw both of their faces. I saw Monica's face and then Tabitha's face. And Tabitha was like, She's like, I saw it. I saw that moment, that light bulb. She was just, and I was like, oh my God, like it just happened. I am creating an emotional avalanche for some people. And as I said, I had 29, yes, Sue, we love you, keep going. And I had one person who said, you know what? When I first joined as a coach, you were so amazing and there was so much information and I didn't know how to consume it all. And I really stepped back and I said, well, what can I do to serve you today? Right? That was a few months ago. Do you think you still are interested in this business? She has 5 kids. She could really use the extra income. And she said, Sue, I was going to cancel my coach account. And I said to her, if there's something that I can do, if you cancel, no problem. Do what you need to do for you and your family. But if your why is so strong enough that you want to give it another shot, I hope you'll give me another shot to help you build that same opportunity for your family. It's up to you. But you can set the boundary for me tonight. Right now, let me know how I can help you make those goals. You know, my goal every month is Success Club 10. Her goal every month is just to make an extra $100 for her family. It's a different goal. So I have to prioritize her needs. And that one person who I spoke with tonight made Friday night's conversation sink in even deeper. I know I've been talking so much and I'm not even looking at the time. And I know you guys are like, oh, Sue, it's 9:30, whatever. I can't see. I only have one contact in when I woke up. That just happened, yeah. But my point is that my emotional avalanche of love and support may be not what Debbie Nelson needs. Okay, she needs it. She told me that, okay. I didn't have to call her. She wasn't on my list, but I think she needs it. Guys, I'm signing off. I'm going to go back to bed. But I'm going to listen to this recording, and I cannot wait to hear, you know, what all the other leaders were talking about. Because here's the deal. When I walked into leaders retreat, I keep calling it leaders retreat this weekend, I still had it in my mind that I'm not a good enough leader. And Kim and Christina said it, I have to be intentional, I have to be purposeful, and I can rewrite my own story. Just like that girl I spoke to tonight, who is willing to rewrite hers. Thanks for having me, guys. Sorry I was late.
Oh, Sue, that was amazing. Thank you, man. If that's you late and with one contact, man, we are blessed to have you. Guys, wasn't that amazing? So I think the biggest takeaway from everything Sue talked about was learn to kind of, okay, what was that quote that I heard from Entre Leadership was, if you're doing all the talking, you're not doing any of the learning. And that was super powerful for me because I'm a lot like Sue. I get into a room and I'm the first one like, me, and I want to talk and share. And sometimes you don't leave room to learn if you're doing all the talking. Same thing happens with our challengers and our coaches. If we're doing all the talking, we're not learning a damn thing about them. And that's kind of, and that may alleviate some pressure from a lot of you right now. Again, I'm speaking to you new coaches that are brand new to the business. You probably think you have to have all the right answers. You probably think you need to know it all. And you're probably terrified to talk to anybody because you think that you don't have what it takes to inform them or educate them. But it's just not even about that. It's actually about shutting up and listening to them and figuring out how you can serve them with the tools that you already know how to use because you're doing it. So I think that was really powerful because a lot of times we, like Christina does, we beach body vomit on people, right? We business vomit on them. Like we just threw up all on them, like Sue did to that poor woman with 5 kids that probably gets vomited on by her other 5, all her 5 kids. So, take a step back, and I hope that for some of you that alleviates some pressure. And then the last thing I'm going to close with is what Sue said. And this was something that when it was told to me, it changed me in a big way because I think I'm just like Sue, and I'm probably like every person on this call. I question my leadership all the time. I question whether I'm good enough. I question if I'm doing the right things, if I'm doing enough. And I wonder sometimes, is it something that you're just born with, right? Because some people just seem to have it together, right? I think it's because a lot of times we don't realize what they've been through and what they've invested into their personal growth and into their leadership skills. And it's been told to me at Entre Leadership, which I paid $3,000 to hear. It was told to me again this weekend. It's been told to me plenty of times throughout my Beachbody business. You can learn to be a leader, and it can start from the moment that you sign up to be a coach. It can start from the moment you sign up to be a challenger. Leadership are qualities that actions that you decide to do and to be. And we kind of honed in on them. Michelle did a great job of putting the list together. You can do those things with not one coach in your team. You could do those things even though you haven't sold one challenge pack. You could do those things to attract the right people. It could start now for you. They said at Entre Leadership, and I just love this. It was Dave Ramsey. He said, people aren't born and they don't say, oh, hey, it's a boy. Oh, it's a girl. Oh, hey, this one's a leader. That doesn't happen. He hates that phrase, natural born leader, because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's people that have taken the time to self-evaluate and realize that they want to be a leader, and they start possessing those qualities and working on those qualities and doing those actions, and they become a leader. And they're forever growing. They're forever students of growth. Okay? So I know this call has gone super long. Thank you guys for staying with us and hearing us out, because this past weekend was really, oh man, I can't tell you how many times I've had life-changing moments within this business. And this weekend was the epitome of it all, because it was our team. It was us, our family. And I got to see so much happen, so many magical moments. And like Sue said, be there next year, because I know next year with what happened this year, I expect next year to be like blowout. I want it to be like 3 times the amount of coaches at our leadership retreat, because it was amazing and it was impactful. And I know, and I said it in the beginning of the year, I know this is our year. I know we're doing big things. And if you guys didn't see, and I haven't posted about it quite yet, because I'm going to go get it. I got to go get it size. But the girls and Fernando, they gifted me a beautiful, bright pink watch. You guys know I love pink. But it's what they said to me when they gifted me that watch with a frame. They said, the time is now, Monica. They said, we heard you. We heard you. We see what you see. We've heard, we understand, we get it, and we're going all the way. And the time is now. Guys, I was weak in the knees. But it just made me realize that, guys, this is our year, and we're doing big things as a team. And this is but only scratching the surface of amazingness. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much. All of you ladies that attended, all of you guys, you guys are all on here. You guys deserved it. You earned it. And for everybody else, set the goal for next year. Set the goal for Summit, because Summit just is equally as impactful. And just let's keep reaching new levels together and going all in and doing it as a team and as a family. All right, Diesel Core. Thank you. I know it's an extra long call. Thank you for sticking with us. Love you guys. Have a fabulous night. Bye.